Hello YouTube friends and family, I'm a survivor and thriver here. And unfortunately I think I missed the footage of me catching the iguana, but I caught it. And here it is. If you could see it, excuse me, at the end of the pole here, this iguana is caught. See, I'm pulling it now. I'm going to zoom in if I could. I'm only working with one hand here, but I'm going to try my best to zoom in so you guys can see it. Okay, that's the iguana that I caught for today, and I just wanted to share that with you guys because I know I said that I was going to be presenting you guys with a iguana hunting, catching, cooking video, and this is the first part. So what I'm going to do is walk up to the iguana. First I'm going to drag him over closer to the area that I want to take control of him. Okay, I'm dragging him here. With the string, I'm trying not to use my pole that much. So what you're seeing here is me pulling him with the string that's attached to the pole. Okay? So now I'm going to walk up to him and put my hand on him to hold him down. And I'm sorry, this is kind of difficult because I'm out here by myself today. My camera person who was going to assist me couldn't make it, so I'm going to try my best to get a hold of him now on camera so you guys can see. And what you want to do is grab them right behind the front arms and try not to get clawed by the nails and also whipped by the tail. As you can see, he's got pretty decent length of a tail here. Alright, so here I am, grabbing him here now, and I'm being careful not to get whipped by the tail. Okay, so as you can see, that's the tail, that's the iguana, and that's what we're working with. As you can see, this iguana is not moving around as much. Once you pick him up, what you want to do is make sure he gets all of the fight out of him. So you let him do the roll around with the string attached to him. And once you're done with that, he looks like he's relaxed. That's when you grab him. All right. All right, guys. On to the next part. The next video you will see, I will be processing this iguana and cooking it up. You know how it goes, guys. If you want to be like me, I'm a survivor and thriver. Out. As you can see, the arms and legs are taped up, and what I'm going to do is cut the tape off right now and place them in the back seat of my car inside of the cage. Okay, now that I'm in the privacy of my own backyard, I'm going to show you guys how I transported him. Again, like I said, I was going to transport this iguana inside of a cage, inside of the back seat of my car, and there he is. And right in front of the cage, I have some tools here. One of them is an air pistol that was recommended to me by Mike Helton from Mike Helton's Survival channel, and I will provide a link to his channel. He's a no nonsense, you know, straight to the point gentleman who talks about everything related to survival. All right, he does trapping, he does fishing, he does hunting, and he recommended this air pistol to me, and I will leave the link to that in the description box. This will be my first time using it. I've never used it, so I'll let you guys know how it goes. And if all else fails, you see that axe there, the back end of it, just one swift blow to the head should do the trick. I've done that several times before, and that works. All right, so what I'm going to do is pull the iguana out of his cage, and I'm going to place it down here next to the measuring tape to see how big this iguana is. To be honest with you, this is the smallest iguana I've ever caught. The other ones were at least, I know my biggest one at least was twice this size, and the tail was much thicker. But I'm just going to show you this one, and we're going to get a measurement and see how big this thing is. All right, so sit tight, fam. And as you can see, I'm using safety equipment, gloves, in order to handle this iguana. Grab him by the shoulder area, pull him out. All right, now as you can see, his arms and legs are tied up, so there's no risk of him getting away. So this is a 3-foot measuring tape, and I'm going to hold the tail of the iguana so that he doesn't whip me with the tail. So right here is about 3 feet here. And it's about 5 feet long. So this iguana, including the tail, is about 5 feet long. And like I said, I've gotten much bigger iguanas than this. So I'm going to pick it up for a close-up view on the camera for you guys. All right. So that's what we're dealing with right there. He looks all mean. Okay guys, these are the tools that I use to do the processing. This is a knife combo set here, made by Knives of Alaska. This is the cleaver, and this is the smaller knife for detail work. And this is the case that it came in. Well, this is the little holster type thing. I have myself a stainless steel glove, so I don't make any mistakes and chop my fingers off. And I have a pair of fish skinning pliers. Okay? And on the side here, as you can see, this is my iguana getting ready to get processed. I have a bowl of water and distilled vinegar. And this is the bowl with water in it that I'm just going to place the iguana in there and chop it up piece by piece. And I'll be right back with the processing. First thing I do is chop the head off and the claws, all 4 claws. Chopping the head and the claws off was relatively easy with this cleaver here. The next thing I do is I usually chop the tail off, and I'm going to show you guys how well of a job this cleaver does. It took too many times this time because I wasn't giving it enough wax like I should have. But normally, maybe about 3 or 4 strikes, and the tail usually comes off. So I'll be back when I progress a little further, guys. So this is the tail. This is my favorite part of the iguana. I mean, the whole iguana is good, but I usually just like the tail the most. And this is the tail. So what I normally do is I take the tail and I'll chop it up in smaller pieces first. So that's one piece there, and as you can see, the tail is still moving a little bit. You guys can see that? Tail is wagging. So I put that in the bucket with the rest of the iguana. An iguana is similar to turtles. Even after they're dead, their muscles are still moving around, and it's kind of freakish to be honest. But so whenever I kill an iguana, I don't process it for at least 30 minutes afterwards. I take 30 minutes to an hour afterwards, and it's the moving around and all that is greatly reduced. All right, and that's what I like. I don't like to fool around with it when it's moving around, even though it's dead. All right. See, when you don't whack it hard enough, then it just goes like maybe halfway through. But if you whack it really well, chops right out, right off. Sorry guys, this meat is going to be cleaned anyway. So there are a few pieces that fell down. I put in the bucket with the water, and once I skin it, then I put it in the bowl with the water and the vinegar in it. This is the thickest part of the tail here. Right. That took several whacks, but that's how you do it. On to the next part. The next part is taking the pieces that I chopped off, like so, and I skin it. So I'm going to show you what the skinning process entails. So I take this little cub knife here. It's the Cub Bear knife from the Knives of Alaska. And so what you can do is you can go up along this spine here, like so. Well, this is what I do. I'm sure there are 1,000,001 ways to do this, but this is how I do it. Okay. And rinse it off in this water. And I go on the bottom part here as well. And this knife is super sharp, so you want to be very careful and go up like that. And I don't know if you guys are seeing this that well, but I hope you are. And so I just start skinning it with my fingers first. See, I'm going to show you here. Start skinning it first with my fingers and see how much I can get off doing it that way. Only when there's a portion on it that's really tough, that's when I use the knife to take the skin off. So if it skins off like so, and it gets a little tough, then I just take my little knife like that, and I pull it some more like that. And then I also do the other side with my fingers as much as I could with my fingers. And then from there I use the fish skinning knife. All right, I just take it. Let me see if I can get a better shot in here. Take it like this. Grabbing the meat with my left hand and grabbing the skin with my right hand with the fish skinning knife. And that's one piece of skin right there. And I take the fish skinning knife and I start pulling at the other side. Let's see, I started from here. And I pull the skin, trying to keep as much meat on that skin as possible so that I don't have a lot of meat loss. You may have some, but it's no big deal. You know, you just keep pulling at it, adjusting the fish pliers, And as you can see, the skin is coming off here, and I can get some bare skin, and I'll pull it with the pliers the rest of the way. And there's the other piece. Okay, so that's the first piece of iguana meat. I'm going to put it in this water with vinegar in it. And as you can see in the camera here, that's what the meat looks like off of the tail. That's the thickest portion of the tail there. Okay, so I'll be back when I get everything skinned, fam. So as you can see, fam, I've opened up the iguana, and you can see all the entrails in there. Okay, you can see the heart, the lungs, everything's inside here, and everything's looking very healthy. I don't see any like spots inside, which could indicate that there was some kind of disease going on in this iguana. And the only way you're going to know if the meat that you're eating is if you look inside and you look at the entrails and make sure that it looks like it's very healthy in there. And this one does. Now, if you're new to processing iguana, you might just want to cut off the arms and the legs and the tail, where you don't have to bother with the entrails. But I always cut inside and open it up to see if everything looks nice and healthy, just to make sure that I'm giving my family nice, healthy meat to eat. Okay? And that's what I always do. And so I'm just passing on that little tip. But like I said, if you're a little intimidated, you could just chop off the legs and arms and tail. And that's great processing as far as the meat that you get from that. But when you're processing it, when you're cutting off the legs and the arms, especially the legs, there are femoral pores in here. If you can see that, they're very pronounced in male iguanas. There's one over here, and there's also one over here on this side. When you're pulling the skin off, those automatically come off. And you just don't want to eat it because it has a really off taste to it. Those are the bowels, the femoral pores. And so you just want to stay away from that. But usually, like I said, when you skin it, that comes completely off. And you don't have to worry about it. Okay? Just thought I'd show you that. As you can see, I cleaned the meat out. Took all the entrails out. And I'm just going to skin the rest of it. I'm going to chop off the legs and the arms. And back here, there's a nice piece of meat back here on these parts. It's kind of like the tenderloin in the deer. Okay? So very nice tender meat back here. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and skin it. And I'll show you the next part. Okay, as you can see, fam, the iguana has been processed. Okay, this is the carcass of it with the tenderloin meat in there. This is the back part of it. And as you can see, I chopped the legs and arms off and the tail. This is a portion of the tail. This is one of the legs, another leg, and this is an arm. And this is vinegar and water that I'm letting it soak in. And I just wanted to show you guys what the outcome of the processing was, what it looked like. And you could chop this up even more, but we're gonna bake this in the oven, this portion And I'm going to fry up probably a couple of pieces of the tail for you guys. Alright, so that's it, guys. And the femoral artery, I wanted to show you guys what that looked like. So when you pull off the skin, this is the leg portion of it. And if you see these beige type of beads in there, that's the femoral pores that I was talking about. It has a very off taste to it, as I am told. I've never tried it, you know. I was always told to just take it off and get rid of it. And that's what I've been doing. And here's the skin on the outside for, I don't know if there are going to be some naysayers, but for the benefit of the naysayers, this is the skin, and this is definitely an iguana. That's one side of it. Alright, and this is the other side of the iguana. Also, this side has the femoral arteries as well, as you can see right there. Alright guys, I promise that I'd bring this to you guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was a learning experience. I've been learning a lot, and I'm still learning.